What are the little things that genuinely make you smile? Once, I accidentally made eye contact with a stranger. Instead of awkwardly looking away, we both smiled back as we walked past each other. It was probably less than a second, and then it was gone. But sometimes I think about it and smile. The feeling you get when you crawl into a bed with fresh sheets. When someone actually texts me first. Rain. I love the sounds of rain. I love the smell of it raining. I love the rain because it makes me feel more comfortable and doze off. I like it when it rains harder or when it starts to thunder and show lightning. It's frickin' best when I hear my wife sing in a not silly voice. She usually only does it when no one is around, but very occasionally when she thinks I can't hear her, she'll sing and I can't help but stop what I'm doing and listen to my angel. When it rains and I can smell it from my window, it's relaxing from it. I am now aware that smell is known as petrichor. Thanks for informing me about this, everyone. People talking about things they're passionate about. Talking with my coworkers during downtime and just hearing them talk about things that they love doing or what they're excited to do over the weekend or their future plans is just exhilarating. Clear skies and the sun shining on my skin. Happy old couples. Yeah, I tell a bad joke and someone smiles or laughs. Especially if it's my friends, since it's a bit uncommon for some of them to laugh. So when they do, it makes me feel all happy and special that I was able to make them happy. Even for a second. I work in retail, and it's basically hell, but there's this one lady who always brings her parrot into the store with her, and it always brightens my day. My fake conversations in my head where I say everything perfect and I'm hilarious. When I let someone in over in traffic, and they thank me by waving their hand. When I see someone visibly shy try to talk to someone, I don't know why, but it makes me happy to see them come out of their shell. Even if I don't know them personally. Petting an excited dog. Deleted. Stepping on crunchy leaves. My baby sister running to hug me when I return from school. The way she runs. The curls bouncing. The arms winding up so she can run faster. The smile of pure happiness and excitement. The chirpy laugh. The highlight of my day. It's a daily thing that always makes me smile. There's so much more that she does that makes me and my family smile. Always. When my cat curls up next to me under my blanket. I looked at this because I felt nothing anymore. Now I feel better at it. I love all of you who replied. You all genuinely made me happy. Less than 3, and when I'm down I know what to read. Seeing a dad playing with his son. Waking up during the night and find that I gave 3 hours left of sleep before my alarm goes on. Actually, for me it's kinda strange. When I went to the beach in my vacations as a kid, I would smell a nice smell. And always when I go to any beach, I smell it. Probably because of the salt water or something. And it brings those old memories back. That is something that genuinely makes me smile. Internally mostly. Watching my wife talk to our dog. She is so fluffing cute sometimes. Broken public infrastructure that somehow still works. The box for a pedestrian crossing was hanging upside down, suspended by its wire, so I pressed the button and it worked. Made my day. A simple delight, but enough to make me smile. I was at the grocery store and it was Cal Monsieur. They were playing a song by Rod Stewart. And this nice senior lady was dancing along. So I stood next to her and danced too. She laughed and grabbed my arm briefly. Her daughter looked at us like we were both nuts, or I was making fun of her. I was not, and it was a random sweet moment. When this girl I knew would just do kind things for me in middle school. Just the most random things. Like laughing at my jokes or listening to what I was saying. The best one was when it was a long day and I was putting a chair up when it fell and everyone looked at me weirdly. She simply came and put it up, then smiled. One of the nicest things anyone had ever done for me. Someone else smiling at me. It's quite contagious and can definitely make a bad day so much better. Bob Ross and his genuine compassion for everyone and everything around him. Seeing children playing on the streets. I grew up playing outside the neighborhood, and it makes me smile when I see them play games I used to play instead of being glued to their phones or tablets. Sometimes I would even stick around and watch them because it reminds me of my own childhood days. Watching my dog sleeping, the Minecraft soundtrack, seeing a couple be genuinely decent to each other, just like in small, decent, non-glamorous ways. 4 years ago my dog, Snoopy, passed away, and he was my best friend for almost 17 years. So I wanted a tattoo to remember him. This year, one night after a bit of drinking, I had my best human friend, roommate, draw this caricature on my arm. Because I'm right-handed, so it was hard for me to draw it myself. It turned out to be even harder trying to tattoo myself with my left hand, and while slightly drunk, it came out pretty sloppy, and it's definitely the garbage-tiest tattoo I have. https://iMager.com/Kiro7rw.jpg. But it is also my most cherished. I eventually want to get it touched up by a pro, but people have told me it's great just the way it is. It means a lot to me because I love him, miss him every day, and it's a way to remind myself of him that makes me smile. My puppies. When I make weird sounds so my dog turns his head in confusion. Pugs are constantly confused, and I fuel the garbage out of that. Random texts from strangers. My daughters giggle, just so unapologetically sincere. My son giggling at me after he wakes up. He's 2. When people enthusiastically thank you for something small like holding the door open, or loudly apologize for bumping into you or something. Maybe it's just me, but it always makes me a little happy. My morning involves a half-hour walk to class. Whenever there's really nice weather and I'm listening to a song that excites me, my life becomes a cheesy scene from a movie where I'm half dancing, half prancing, and there are flowers and sunshine and cute animals everywhere. My fiancé snuggling up to me when he's fast asleep. The fact that he often seeks me out when he doesn't have any control over it makes me feel incredibly special. Every day I get out for my college neighbor's lab puppy stares me from across a wall. Its face half covered and little face so full of expressions. This little creature can't talk, but overwhelms me with its eyes with so lively emotions. This brings a big smile on my face. Finally getting a good drift in Forza. Seeing a cat, a random cat, friend's cat, or my cat, doesn't matter. Cat. Also seeing a cute stuffed animal. I found a grumpy-looking turtle one. Music. Seeing someone else's dog while driving. Other than that, music. After this past winter, sunny weather and blue skies. Where I live the last 3 days have been gorgeous, and it's so lovely. When my coworker I have a crush on vents to me about work. Artists of any kind, encouraging those less experienced, puts a smile on my face and restores faith in humanity even for a little bit. Thinking about how ultimately everything will be gone and nothing really matters. It takes the pressure off. This isn't to say I act in that way, but when you are alone at night with existential crises brewing, it helps. Beautiful sunsets. I just turned 15, but when I go to school is past a little playground, and there are always 3 kids around 4 years old playing, and it makes me so happy when I am half depressed going to school till 4:30. Edit. The parents always give me a weird look like I am a pedo, and this one time they confronted me and said, "Why you always look at my kids?" in an angry way, so I just said, "They make me happy and they enjoy these little things, and this reminds me that I also should enjoy the little things." Then he just stood there and said goodbye. Seems like a nice guy. And dogs, because they look happy most of the time. Even if I can't pet them this year, but still bonus points if I can. Also cats, just because I can pet them 90% of the time. Someone smiling. That good stretch. Walking through an alley of large trees while it shields you from the warm sunlight. New growth on plants after an off-season. making my students laugh in class. It helps a lot with bonding. When someone smiles at me as a kind gesture. When my cat snores. It's such a tiny and soft noise. But it always makes me smile to know that the doofus is sleeping so soundly, and #X200B. Edit. Spelling.